This is a very tricky question, because now when people ask me what is a still mind, people expect me to answer or describe a state of mind where the mind is still, to be precise. But then, if you understand what is mind, human are being. Every being is an existence. Every existence has an influence to it. And that influence is called the mind. That is the reason why my mind is born the day I am born. And the mind continues. It is said in Sanatana Sampradaya that mind, because of the mind's various different activities, the Atma, which is eternally pure, infinite, has to come on and on, again and again, into the human incarnation and has to live. And if Atma is, if you ask the Sanatana Sampradaya, or if you ask the ancient masters of hierarchy, you take the great masters, they always praised about the divinity or the infinite or the humongous capability or the humongous power of the existence, and that which is defined as Atma. So the Param Atma, the infinite existence, is the Param Atma, and the Jiva Atma, the individualized infinite existence, individual infinite existence and infinite existence, and Atma existence. Now, if you say, why am I speaking about this when you have asked about still mind? To understand where is this mind coming from? If Atma is so very divine, so very powerful, why should we have incarnation after incarnation just because of the mind? Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. So the chitta vritti, the mental activity, yoga reduces. And when the mental activity reduces, the mind goes into a state of silence. And when a mind goes into a state of silence, the first thing, why should the mind go into a state of silence? Mind should go into a state of silence because it has to first understand its own self. See, when you are in a room or when you are busy interacting with so many people in that room, the first person that you will forget is your own existence. If you are so very busy interacting with people, you will interact. But in that interaction, the first thing that you forget is that I. And slowly what happens? The interactions will lead to further interactions, and that further interactions will lead to a network of intricate interactions which will finally motivate all your interactive capabilities. You start with I exist. And where I exist, my influence exists. My influence influences you. Your existence again influences the influence of my influence. So what happens is, interaction leads to further interaction, and this further interaction leads to secondary interaction, and that is how mind is created. So if you see, active mind does not recognize its own state of activity because it is so very busy with the complex network of interactions. A mind which is comparatively, mind can never be absolutely still, because what is mind? Nature is mind. That is the reason why they say we have a collective mind. Earth has a mind, India has a mind, every place has its own mind. That is the reason why people, when they go to for example, an Indian, when he goes to a foreign country, he behaves in a different way. The guy who doesn't have absolutely something called discipline is something that Indians, when they don't display it here, They go to foreign countries, immediately they display a lot of discipline. This happens because the mind influences the local mind. So we are all influenced by the collective mind, and we are mind, which is activity. So this mind can never go into state of stillness. Once you understand this, now you should understand what is still mind. So still mind is a mind which is focused on its own self, because mind means activity, mind means knowledge, mind means influence, or mind means the behavior, the force of the behavior. So knowledge, activity and behavior can never be absolutely removed from the mind. Now when these three things are focused on its own self, the mind continues to be focused on its own self, and the reason for mind is existence. Because of existence, there is primary existence called Atma in us. This Atma has influence. This influence has come in contact with various influences, and the network of influence happened. Finally, when this influence, instead of focusing on external influences, concentrates on its own primordial existence, slowly it comes to a state where it only focuses on itself. And here the mind is happy or contented with its own influence. So the mind rolls back into its own mind, and the mind continues its own mind. And when this happens, a still mind is a mind where this internal rolling continues to focus on its existence, and all the force that it accumulates from the existence. Because I exist, my mind has force, and my mind is like a gun. Okay, and the conscious force that comes out of the consciousness is the bullet. Now it is aimlessly firing, but then the bullets are all distracted. But when the machinery focuses on its own primordial source, it accumulates infinite or cosmic power from its own existence. This still mind is a mind which is focused on its own existence. It appears still. That is the beauty. It is not pure silence. If you see, you take a still pond and say the water is still. Is it really still? Inside the fish, they are not moving. The water is not moving. It is moving. It appears still to you. When it reaches a level, if you see in a pond, if I throw huge stones, the water is chaotic, and then the water is having a lot of ripples in it. Now in that you can't find your own image. But then when water settles down, you can find your image, but that settling down is a relative term. Inside there is activity. Same way, the internal activity is always there in the mind, and activity can never be devoid. So when mind focuses on its own being, that is the reason why Siddha Sanmarga sadhaks achieve the state of still mind that we call in a faster way, because here they focus on their own being, they pray their own being, they meditate upon their own being, they love their own being. That is the reason why there was a great master, Bhagavan Nityananda of Ganeshpuri, Avaduta, the one of the greatest Avadutas the country has seen. That master always used to say, आपको ध्याओ, आपको भजो, क्योंकि कौन ध्या रहा है, कौन भज रहा है, कौन ध्या रहा है, मन ध्या रही है, किसको ध्या रही है, उसकी ही अस्तित्व की मूल आत्मा को ध्या रही है। आप, मैं का ही जो मूल है, वो मूल जब मन मैं का ही मूल, when the mind prays its own consciousness, it is filled with that infinite consciousness, and that when consciousness, it acts in specific direction by the power of I am pulsating within existence. This mind goes into a state of silence and accumulates that power. And from the I am, if you see, still mind materializes. Now you should also understand how a still mind materializes. Once you understand still mind, how is still mind achieved? How it materializes? If you see in the Newton's second law of motion, F is equal to ma, or force is equal to change in mass into the change in acceleration. F is equal to m1 v1 minus m2 v2 by t1 minus t2. So there is a time variable, there is a mass variable, acceleration. So if you see, from within, the force, the cosmic force is continuously there. Man is the creator of his own destiny, and if you see what is the creation of our own destiny that we are doing, or what creator we are being, then if I ask this question to you, what have you created in your life? If you see, all that you have created is your creation, and you are unhappy with it mostly, because you are creating under the influence. A still mind materializes is a very broad statement. A still mind or an active mind materializes. Where there is mind, there is continuous materialization. But a still mind gives a directed materialization. Because here, how can the mind become still? When it focuses on the primordial existence called the Atma or existence. And when the mind concentrates on existence, there is silence and stillness, apparent stillness in it. When there is apparent stillness in it, it is completely saturated with the divine existential force. And when it is in complete saturation of the force, the mind has no mass to it, because it is in its own self. If you take a magnet, there is activity at the poles. The south pole attracts, north pole attracts. But in between the south pole and north pole is the center, the magnetic potential. That doesn't do anything. It doesn't have any specific mass to it. It is pure existence. So, God with activity, with the polarity, can create. In the same way, mind, when it has its own specific mass, and it has that velocity, the acceleration to it. Through still mind, that T1, T2, because I close my eyes and I think of something, I come back, the mind assumes another responsibility. I close my eyes and I meditate, and maybe I can experience peace and tranquility. I say in my peace and tranquility that I want to create holistic abundance. I open my eyes, I again come to that state of previousness, a previous state, and where I become heavy again. My mass again changes. So that mass, that is the reason why when Sai Baba wanted to heal, or when Bhagwan Nityananda of Ganeshpuri, the Avaduta great, wanted to heal, or if Shankar Maharaj wanted to heal, or any Siddha, healing was there in India from time immemorial, or the world, whole world. Everything heals us, technically. And all these people, they healed, and instant results appeared because they were in a continuous state of that same mass. Our mind, the mass changes continuously. The mass that you have created, it's not enough. If you are in a still mind, and if you want something, you have to live in a state of still mind for better materialization in your life. The change in the mass is destroying our ability to materialize, our force, our life force energy, they say. That life force itself has to manifest abundance. But while life force energy is not pure life force energy is not manifesting abundance? Because it exists in three different states: Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupta Avastha, and in a state of complete Turiya Avastha, the fourth state only, it has energy. But then when it comes, it functions in three different layers: Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupta Avastha, and there is a complete mismatch in the equation. And that is the reason why this life force, man is born to succeed, man is born to live in abundance. A still mind accumulates force. A still minded life, a life or activity as a basis of still mind, creates directed force. Now directed force results to action. So it's not just a still mind materializes. Everybody, that is the reason why when we close our eyes, everything is peaceful. When we open our eyes, everything is chaotic. Peace has to be materialized, not in a state of closed mind or not in a state of still mind. Peace has to be materialized in a chaotic mind, because in a silent mind there is still a lot of peace there. So still mind creates is a half statement. Still living, still minded living manifests the capabilities of the still mind is a full statement. And still mind is a mind which is focused on its own self. Then it apparently seems still.